So Proverbs 6:8. Proverbs 6:8. After he says, go to the ant, lazy man, in verse 8 he says that she lays up supplies of food during summer and gathers stores at harvest. Any number of examples could be cited. Wise Solomon selects from among God's smallest creatures in order to instruct his son. And he says, look at one of the smallest parts of my creation. Look at the ant. Though small and not strong, lacks a tough taskmaster. Works without having the whip cracking. Isn't that something? We need a lot more of those in our day and age to get her done. Learning of the ant's hard work, again, that's going to be a future lesson. We'll look at that wisdom later. But for now, notice that her discretion in planning ahead for the cold weather, the cold winter, is a facet of wisdom. She's prudent. Now, I heard of a couple who plans their meals for an entire month. I wish I had it all together to do that sort of thing. I'm even envious of fellow preachers who can put together a year in advance their preaching schedule. I never know where I'm going to be next week, let alone next month. Even though it's the next set of verses, I don't know how many I'm going to get through each week. Go to the ant. She doesn't punch a time clock. She's got her eye on the future. She's not just gathering up for today or tomorrow. Cold days are coming. It's not living in the moment. It's called discretion. There's another synonymous term, learning. Means to receive or grasp the truth, and grasping it well enough to pass on to others. I think it was in teacher training this past week where in mentioning, I think I mentioned it in the lesson, for Sunday school teachers to summarize a text, like in one sentence. Because if you don't know what the text is driving at, how are you going to convey that to young people? Write oneself clear is a proverbial, let me give you a proverbial preacher's expression that I used Sunday. Mist in the pulpit pretty much guarantees fog in the pew. In other words, if you haven't quite figured it out, how are you going to convey it to others when you teach them? So learning means to receive or grasp the truth, grasping it even well enough to pass on to others. In a similar way, how will you instruct others in wisdom or lead them by word or example until you have personal comprehension of God's wisdom? And then that final term, guidance. Guidance is wise counsel or accurate leadership. You imagine a ship in heavy fog, trapped in a dangerous storm. Captain is seeking to navigate the difficulties using various instruments, consulting his officers, crying out for help over the radio, and perhaps straining to spy the beam of the lighthouse. The more sure and steady the counsel he receives, the more help he has in facing his greatest challenge. In the same way, wise counsel helps us navigate through life. Perhaps for you working dudes, you'd better identify with, you got a heavily loaded truck and trailer and you're backing up in pitch black and you got a cliff on the other side that you're going to fall off, and you're leaning into all the counsel of those that are guiding you. That is this term for wisdom. Now, it looks like we're pretty close to stopping time, and we still got some more slides. We wanted to contrast the wise one with the fool, but I guess we'll have to hold that till next time. We'll chop it off there.